reminded today about a father named Wallace Edward Thomas Sr. His friends called him Tom. Ain't God all right? I remember my dad and all of his sayings. One of them was, you talk too much, make people dislike you. Ain't God all right? Another one was, you go to school, going to be super cool. You find out that you are a super fool. Ain't God all right? I could tell you all day and all night about all of his sayings, but I remember very vividly, I was cutting grass in the neighborhood. My dad started me out cutting his grass, and then he saw that I cut the grass like he said, and he said, son, come on, we're going to Sears. Ain't God all right? I always wanted to ride in NOLA with my dad. Jumped in the car with my seatbelt on and rode on down the street. I'm just like my dad now. He would listen to the sport news, and I wanted to listen to the radio station. My daughters get in, and what do I listen to? And on ESPN. Hey God, hey God, hey God, hey God, hey God, all right. So then we went to Sears, and the man said, sir, can I help you? He said, I want to buy my son a lawnmower. He's got a thriving lawn care business. Didn't know what he was talking about. I said, well, Daddy, thank you. The lawnmower was green, and it had a bag on the back. He had bought me a broom, because it said, don't never leave the job unfinished. Don't leave grass clippings all over the place. Had a rake that went with the broom, because the bag could not pick up everything. He taught me, have pride in your work. When you see grass clippings on the grass, take that rake, son, and rake them up in a pile. Had a box of bags that went with the broom, that went with the rake, that went with the lawnmower. He said, then you put that in the bag. I ain't got nobody on my side. And then what happened after that? Had me a dustpan to go with the lawnmower, to go with the broom, to go with the rake, and to go with the bag. He said, sweep up every little bit. Ain't God all right? This was before we got lazy. With a blower that we blew stuff all over the place. So then what he would do is, when I started cutting on my own, did not know what my daddy was doing, he would follow behind me, ride into house to house. He would say, son, are you all right? I would say, yes, sir, I'm all right. He would bring me something to drink. Ain't God all right? He would bring me whatever I needed. But what he really was doing, didn't realize that then, he was checking my work. Ain't God all right? He was the quality assurance inspector to make sure that my work was good. Why? Because I had my daddy named Thomas. Ain't God all right? And he said, son, I want you to know why I was doing all that. Reverend Marshall, he said, you thought I was being mean, but I was teaching you work ethic, to have pride in your work. He said, sit down and let me tell you what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you realize when you got a wife and kids, you'll do whatever is legally necessary. Ain't God all right? We done got off track being drug dealers. We done got off track being in the club getting tipsy. We done got off track getting bent and lit. I ain't got nobody on my side. He said, when you have wife and kids, you'll be able to tell your daughters, you'll be able to tell your son, this is what Papa did for me, and I'm able able right now to tell my daddy of 75 years old, thank you. If I was in France, I would tell him mercy. I ain't got nobody on my side. If I was in Spain, I would tell him gracias. Ain't God all right? If I was in Kenya, I would tell him toda. I wish I had somebody in here, but because I'm in Indianapolis, on the west side of town, I will tell him thank you, because he was my brother's keeper. And what am I trying to do as I go to my seed? I'm trying to help y'all understand that after the rich man died, the Bible said he went on to hell. He lifted up his eyes. Ain't God all right? And he lifted up his eyes, and he wanted now Abraham to let Lazarus come and dip his finger in the water and cool his tongue. He had all day, every day, to help out the man named Lazarus, but now he's sending comfort. Can't you see Lazarus leaning upon Abraham? Can't you see Lazarus smiling and grinning? Can't you see Lazarus eating real good right now? He said, I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in, and just a little light from heaven filled my soul. He filled my soul with love, and he wrote my name above, 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 my name above. Let me go to my seat when I tell you there's an unknown author that wrote a poem, Am I My Brother's Keeper? And he said, if you were my brother's keeper, will my best interest be at hand? Or will you catch an attitude when I cannot meet your demand? If you were my brother's keeper, will you be there in a time of need? Or will you let our golden friendship be destroyed by jealousy, envy, and greed? Ain't God all right? If you were my brother's keeper, would you always help me out? Or would you take me to the green when I didn't set it out? Ain't God all right? Did you hear me? If you were my brother's keeper, would you put me on the right track? Lay down your life in times of need. Would you always have my back? If you were my brother's keeper, shucks, if you were my brother's keeper, would you let anything come between us? Take me behind my back. Would I ever lose your trust? If you were my brother's keeper, would you fight me over a girl? Would you disrespect my family? Would you divulge my secret pearl? But I know you're my keeper, because we have a common goal. Public is important, and friendship is essential to the soul. Good evening, my children. I gotta go home now. Men, I want to tell you, thank you, Holy Spirit, because I am my brother's keeper. Ain't God all right? I don't have to worry no more. Does anybody have my back? If I can't find Sanford, if I can't find you, babe, if I can't find Sean, if I can't find Uncle Dennis, if I can't find none of the women,